Hello everyone, it's Open House Thursday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Mariah Afolabi Brown. As always, I have my co-hosts here with me. Hi ladies.
Hi Mariah.
We're always Thursday on Friday. Well, 5 on Thursdays usually.
Yeah.
How are you doing, Nima?
Nima is very well. On Tuesday, I started a joke on Facebook saying that all my Facebook friends were not friendly because nobody got me Ramadan fasting kit or anything. And Salah came and passed, nothing. So one nice young lady reached out to me and brought me a nice, very beautiful veil. She brought it yesterday. Her name is Mariam, so I'm going to shout out now.
As usual.
Thank you very much, Mariam. I'm going to shout out. I wanted you to do the usual.
We have a fan in a church member of my mom's, Madam Akinsoya. She started watching our show before even my mom started watching the show, and her birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday, ma. God bless you. Thank you. You know, she watched yesterday.
My colleague in shout out. Thank you, ma.
No, you don't have a colleague in shouting out.
Oh, yeah,
She's in a class about
I'm telling you.
How you doing?
I'm very good. I'm enjoying my workouts. I'm feeling so good with myself. Then I was complimenting myself. I remember that who else did I know that I was constantly working out and I stopped? Jumoke. I said I don't want to be like Jumoke right now.
I haven't stopped.
Because in my mind I was like, maybe there's this phase I'm going through that is so exciting and something might just happen and I'll now go back and I won't remember what it feels like to enjoy working out.
I haven't stopped. I'm just eating more. I'm just eating more. You know, I'm enjoying my new business and dinner every night.
But I'm really enjoying workout. I feel stronger.
Well done.
I've been 3 months. The things I can dare to do now, I couldn't do before, and that's a good place to be in.
Well done, Tokwe.
What?
How are you now? How is everything going on?
I'm fine, I beg. The rains are coming everywhere. It's traffic. I keep wondering, like, would we ever get to the point where you don't need any any traffic official to just know what to do? Some people, I don't know, it's impatience, and you know there's a bad road. Just try to be considerate of other people. You know, but
it's frustrating.
It's really frustrating, but I'm fine. Outside that, we're looking good.
We're looking good.
Thank God. I'm happy you guys are doing well. This workout thing, I don't know, it's deliverance matter for me. Because, okay, might have leg issues, yes, but it's just that I don't know. I just don't have the motivation to
the zeal.
I went to the gym. I'll tell you. I went to the gym. Which day did we see at the gym?
2 days ago.
2 days ago. My dear, I did 30 minutes on the cycling thingy, and my head was just spinning. Did you see me in the aerobics class? I just disappeared because I cannot come and die because I want to look good. So there are days like that where it's stressful.
It's actually a lifestyle that must be consistent. Even if you don't do it today because you're tired, continue tomorrow, and then go at your own pace. It's about fitness. It's not about weight loss or anything. Just do it at your pace. It's not a competition.
Let's take
you didn't talk about Hallelujah Challenge.
Yes, so yesterday was fantastic.
I was saving the gist for you because I saw
yesterday was phenomenal last night on the Hallelujah. It was a concert yesterday.
Yes.
It was huge, very crowded.
I feel like I'm floating.
We have to run. My producer is everything. We have to run up. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll look at the front pages of the newspapers. Stay with us. We'll be right back. All right, let's start with the Punch. ICPC, DSS raid ex-VP Sambo's Kaduna house. Search conducted 5th time in 3 months. Gunmen open fire on EFCC investigator in Rivers. Picture here of protest as Bado cultists kill couple, 2 kids in Ikorodu. Peace Corps legal engage in illegal activities. Kidnap Kingpin Evans sues police, demands release or arraignment. 85,000 to sit rescheduled UTME on Saturday. No plan to postpone Osun senatorial by-election, says INEC. Another University of Osun student missing. Alpha was arrested. Diezani's ally, Aluko, $50.9 million New York penthouse for auction. Trouble brews in APC over suspended SGF Lawal's replacement. Yam exports won't affect availability locally, says FG. National Assembly mourns as ex-Taraba Governor Sontai dies in U.S. and NLC attacks Umahi over proposed 56,000 naira minimum wage. So the human angle, the Badu cultist again, struck again.
Again, in Ikorodu, this dreaded group
on Wednesday.
Badu gang attacked a family of 3. They killed
three children and
2 parents. 5. They actually killed 4 people and only 1 person survived and is in the hospital with baby. It's the style of the attack, the way the attack is going, the incessant attacks is worrisome.
What they used to kill.
They smashed the egg
with the blend,
and
with the
mortar.
Stone.
This one was a stone, yeah.
Yes, and you know, each time they attack like that, the same style. Naked men smashing people's heads.
Rape.
You know, either they use
kill.
a pistol, they use a stone, but it's the smashing style. And it seems like, sorry to say, with due respect to the police, they are really trying, but it seems like these people are winning too much for us to trust that the police are on top of this game. Something is just not right. The people in that area, it is the area cheapest now to buy property because everybody's running out of that place. They should please
the community
secure
that,
lives and property
that the
of
police
these
should
people.
engage the vigilante groups to help them assist, and I think they've done that.
There was a protest in the area because you know the people are tired of this continuous attack and without any result. Without any
sleep
action.
with their 2 eyes closed anymore.
Yes.
Another human angle story of a 400-level student of Uni or Shunshonibare who went missing. They're saying this is 3 or 4 months after a similar occurrence. We're having a lot of security issues.
Yes,
we just hope that
the boy was actually cooking and he left the things he was cooking. Either maybe when he can buy extra additional things. At 10 p.m. he left his kitchen and that was it. He didn't come back. Moving on to The Nation. Gunmen shoots detective probing judges others. EFCC investigator receives treatment for gunshot wounds. Picture here of teachers protest against planned return of pay to local government. CBN lifts forex market with $195 million. Former Governor Sontai dies in U.S. Evans sues IG for failure to arraign him. And ICPC storms Sambo's home. Did you guys read the story of these teachers protesting? I don't understand. I was trying to really understand the rationale of why they're saying they don't want the local government to be in charge of the education of the teachers.
Their grouse is that education should be paramount, and that when you transfer the responsibility for education in any state to the local government, that it becomes lackadaisical because local governments in most states, they really do nothing except share.
For me, that's then the problem of the people who voted them in the first place.
Thank you.
Because like they were citing the 1990 to 1994 regime where the local government, it was as if they were embezzling the money.
Yes,
but you see, then you vote in the right people because really education should be the closest to the people.
Paramount.
Yes, and it's the people who are so closest to the people that can ensure they have quality education, not the man in Abuja. On the man all the way in the state house.
So they're protesting based on their experience that, I beg, just leave education with state, I beg. Don't take it to local government.
The former vice president's house was raided by the ICPC. And
I got tired of all this reading that doesn't come out to anything.
You know what?
I didn't even bother reading it.
But the sad thing is that this is like maybe the 6th time or so that they're going to his house to go and raid his house. And, you know, people are saying that, you know, if you don't have anything concrete against anybody, don't just
stop embarrassing them.
Let it not be seen, because right now the people in the area, they are worried. They are. I
hate to hold brief for the vice president. You should just go and sue them if he thinks they are violating.
Well, let me connect that to Evans here. Let's move on to Vanguard. Vanguard, Evans sues police, says charge of free me as his dad files 27 points affidavit in support. We have court order to hold him for 3 months, says police. He's innocent until proven guilty by court, says lawyer. Now, security agents raid ex-VP Nnamani Sambo's Kaduna residence. U.S. accuses Nigeria of using child soldiers. Power supply drops by 14% as another systems collapse occurs. IPOB to APGA, you cease to exist after Anambra polls. And ex-Taraba, Governor Sontai is dead. And Lagos school kidnapped day 36. Other parents contribute 285,000 naira towards ransom. So let's talk about Evans.
Evans finally sued the IGP, added the CP in the suit, saying that, you know, that they are holding him unnecessarily, they have not charged him, and that, you know, to court, and that they are just holding him and using him to hold the media trial. The police responded that they have a warrant. They went to court, they got a warrant allowing them to hold him for as long as the investigation necessitated, because they are investigating him in Nigeria and other West African countries where he resided.
There's also a story.
It's just 7-point affidavit.
It's just so sad that, you know, in the course of investigation, yes, new issues might come up. They can't continue to amend. They can. amend the charges while trial is going on. But based on the kidnap case that they investigated him on, if they have concrete evidence, there's a witness now screaming that my life is at stake, and that's because a key prosecution witness. They should just go to trial, please.
The other issue that I have with this case is that what we've just been hearing stories on the front page. They said they've been investigating him for the past 5 years. They've been following his trail. So I would expect that for you to catch that man finally, you have all it takes.
You are prepared.
You are prepared to ensure that there's no escape for him. I'm worried.
You are prepared
We've seen things like this happen.
Hours.
So imagine now he's set free.
Unfortunately, if he goes civil, he might get damages for what they're doing to him.
Very true.
Imagine that kind of person.
Because our constitution says that you cannot hold someone
for more than
48 hours.
Sontai, our heart goes out to the family. Remember, he was involved in plane crash. So at least finally, the man is gone to rest. Yeah,
well,
he's gone to rest.
Also go out to the parents of the
very important
kids, the 6 children.
Yes.
The day 36. They're still not home.
Seeming like another Chibok.
Almost like that.
I just pray. Our prayer is our Lord just touch the heart of these people and just let them release these children. Moving on now to the next paper, Daily Sun. Twist in billionaire kidnapper's tale. Evans sues IGP, CP, demands freedom. Arewa youth seeking relevance, says Dangote. Service chief's tenure ends next month. Pro-Biafra groups appoint Kanu overall leader. Badu gang kills family of 3 in Lagos. Buhari on life support alleges fire. Hey, I didn't read this one. I didn't read Daily Sun at all. Who read Daily Sun?
I did. I read this.
So anyway, Governor Fayoshe's story is that he is saying that the president has been gone for 52 days. He's been on life support for 20 days. That he ought to resign.
Yeah, who gave us the what's that speech?
He said he's been on life support for 20 days that we should see him.
That speech is.
You know that's a speech. As far as you don't see face, can be doctored.
I remember we
know our president's voice.
No. But remember,
have you seen that comedian that acts like the president?
Yes.
Have you seen him?
People, when there is absence of information, people would put 2 and 2 together and speculate. If you want to quiet the speculation, we have a right as a people to know where our president is, how he is doing, what condition he's in at the moment.
And technology has even
simply
helped.
Just avail us.
Technology has helped that we can actually see anything from anywhere in the world. You know, so they can actually do a live broadcast from wherever he is in the world.
I have a question. Is it that it's not necessary for the president to be in the country for the country to do well?
No, it's not.
It's not really necessary.
It's not necessary.
If we have a good system in place, sadly, Nigeria needs somebody to be physically present for things to work. But if we have a good system in place, you don't need a human being to make the system work.
Moving on to Daily Times. Restructuring discussions must be free of threat and intimidation, says ACF. FEC approves inclusion of NYSC members in NHIS. Buhari on life support, talked about that since June 6, right? Again, United Nations raises alarm over humanitarian crisis in Northeast. ICPC SARS raid ex-VP Sambo's residence. And anyone residing in Kano is an indigent, says Governor Ganduje. That's a good one. At least.
Yeah, and the Arara Consultative Forum is saying that all the restructuring talks must be devoid of threats. We must come to the table where it is fair for everyone, whatever we decide.
Exactly. And finally, this day, in attempt to absolve themselves, Etisalat Mubadala directors resign.
Interesting article.
Okay, you read this? I'm glad you read that. Gowon asks Nigerians to guard against agents of national destruction. Shell accused of complicity in executions of Ogoni 9. And after a gallant battle, Governor Sontai passes on. Right.
He's so rest in perfect peace. Now, 6 out of 7 of the board of Etisalat and Mudala coalition have quickly resigned to absolve themselves of, they can be arrested for the company failing. So they've quickly resigned, leaving Akim.
There's something called
Bello
Osage. If you go to court, they will lift the veil and go and find them.
All right, that's all we can take on front page review. When we come back, we'll discuss, is bride price still necessary in the 21st century? Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Yes, so thanks for staying with us. So, bride price constitutes a very vital part of the African traditional marriage. In many cultures, a woman is said to be unmarried until the man interested pays her bride price. The controversy over bride price recently came up again after our lovely Tonto, Dickie's family, returned the bride price to her estranged husband, Olakunle Churchill, in view of the dissolution of the marriage. Hence, this has posed the question again. Why should the bride price be returned? Did she not also invest in this marriage? Why is bride price such a big deal in this part of the world? Is it still necessary? It's your view. Let it count. You can call us on 070-8066-8014. And you can tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag your view TVC so we can read your tweets. We'll ask our producer to leave the number on screen because a lot of people are complaining that the number goes off. So please leave the number on screen so that our viewers can reach us. Now, so, okay, madam, let me start with you.
Yeah, the cultural somebody next.
This issue of bride price, do you think in today's world it's still necessary? Let me put
it's extremely important.
We know.
It is.
Why? What's the essence?
The essence is that I think it is a symbol of you fighting. You know, in the English world, they used to have their knight in shining armor, fighting demons, I don't know, climbing us and doing all that to marry you. Now in Africa, what your husband must show is his ability to take care of you and his appreciation of who you are as a woman. And that's what I see the bride price as. I've seen a lot of people, who would wave it and say, we don't think it's important. And when something goes wrong, they actually feel they've lost both ways. So if you take it and everything goes right, double gain. You take it, something goes wrong, at least you gain.
Gain what? Material things that you can actually buy with your own money.
No, it doesn't matter. Even if you were the rich of the rich,
right,
it's important your husband shows that sign. Like when I saw her Tonto's tweet that, I paid my bride price, I felt, stupid girl. Why would you pay it? Because he must show something. He must show an interest in you, and he must show that there's that appreciation. He must. That's
but is it sort of hypocritical because some people actually go and borrow to pay this thing, or they just gather money from somewhere? So it's not. So you're not really showing your competence in.
That's when it's a family list.
Right.
I come from a place where it's still 200 naira family list for bride price. It's still 200 naira, so any man can afford it. Islamically, my dowry is important, and I can determine it looking at my husband's capacity.
Oh, you know that dowry and bride price are different.
Right? Yes. That bride price Islamically belongs to me. Dowry now is what I will pay to him. That's in the English term, but when used under Islamic term, it is dowry I would receive personally, not family list now. Okay, so I can determine it based on my husband's capacity.
Let me come to the other ladies because a lot of people now, even at weddings, when they drop the bride price money, the father of the bride just returns. They say, my child is not for sale. So that happens, and you're wondering, okay, what exactly?
Does it stop any issue?
That was what happened in my case. I had no idea, but like the eldest in my father's family said that we're not selling our daughter. We're not, we don't expect that because you have paid a certain amount of money, you own her to the point where you would disrespect or abuse her. We are just giving her to you in custody to continue the good job we have done. So culturally, we are a bit confused as a nation, sadly, because we have not decided on where we want to stand.
I'm feeling this girl like
we want Western world. We want a little bit of culture when it comes to respect. Kneel down, put the food on your head until I finish it. Yet, when they now say bring bride price, you look at it that have we not modernized beyond bride price? So that confusion, we as a people need to decide how we want to evolve going forward. But I'm happy with what my parents did because they made the decision that you have a right culturally to bring the money. We have a right to say that we value her beyond whatever amount you can put. So there's a cultural issue of the Eastern people placing 1 million, 5 million, and then their children don't get married because the person they love cannot bring the money. But when no matter the value they place in terms of bride price, you should know that your child is worth much more than that.
But see, the issue I have, Jumoke and Uwa, is the fact that when the marriage does dissolve, why do you feel that need to then return? Like, it's the material things, there's yam, it is whatever it is, or whatever money they paid. Why do you feel that to return? Okay, I'm just saying,
that's dowry.
The money, the money, I'm talking about the cash now. Why do you feel that need to return it? What does that do for you?
I think it's the place of ego. Like, Emeka Ike's wife, before she left the court on the day that their marriage was dissolved, she wrote a check of 200 naira returning her bride price. Like, I owe you nothing. That's the essence of I'm returning your bride price. The money that you paid, that you think gives you the right over me, I've returned it to you. I've severed our ties. You understand? But when you have children, which ties are you severing?
Please tell me.
You know, in Tonto DK's situation, I'm wondering if she's the one who paid the bride price, what are they returning actually to the family? The Yorubas decided that because a man truly is in control of his home and may feel like his wife is a chattel or a property, you know, because I paid your bride. You know, when men are beating their wives, you know, I've decided that at weddings, we will not give you back. You bring the money, not that you will not. We will demand it of you. We will not give it back to you and say, this we are paying for the flogging. Please do not flog our daughter. So she's not a possession. It's a partnership. It's a, yes, we know that she's, you know, she has to submit to you and your authority, but she's not a possession.
But that doesn't stop them from beating the wife anyway. So the issue now is the symbol of dowry exchange. Does it still matter? Because the men will still beat. If they want to. They will still cheat. They will still hurt the wife. So what is the matter of cheating is a different essence of that entire
is the personality of who you marry. Okay. It is not about whether it is waived or collected. But what is custom is custom. There will be no wedding if we don't have these rules, custom, bride price, yam, and all that. We just walk inside, get belay, and come outside.
You won't do that now. They walk inside and they still have longer marriages than many of us.
That's you.
I said there are many of us, not all of us. There are many of us. Some people, there are people that they have lived for years.
Families who wave. I remember my mom, when I got married, she was like, they gave her the yayawo, because traditionally there's the list, and then she's entitled. So like, I'm not taking anything. My father's, I'm not taking anything. My uncle screamed, we are taking. I felt, take what you want. He must show this responsibility. That is all your time. That's what they say now. You reach, I'm a man. You're coming to show that you can. And that's the essence of the wedding ceremony. If we go to the Indians, for instance, they do all these elaborate weddings. That's their ceremony. We have our own. That's our custom.
Your own is in the era of custom. Let me come to you.
7 days. You know, sadly, these things don't really apply in all cases. A woman that has stayed very, you know, by herself, she's been single for a while, she's independent, she has money. There's every likelihood that if she finds a man to marry, now she will pay everything. She will be the one to actually handle that marriage. So that show off of saying that I will be able to take care of your daughter, you know, usually because the woman would not want the family members to know that she's the one carrying it, she'll be passing the money to the husband, and the husband will be giving it to the family members. So I think for me, if there's a dissolution in the marriage, right, the marriage is dissolved today, what should happen is, I think, the man should actually pay me money, more money for, yes, for the longer time that I stayed, for all the things I dedicated and all whatever it is I invested in that marriage. Because why we keep going back and forth, because we do not understand the value that the person or both parties have put and invested in that marriage. That's why we would be demanding for bride price for closure. If you truly want closure, you should be the one to pay me for the number of years that I've been in that marriage. You know, I think...
It should be both ways though, because some women do cheat.
Some women, of course, some men are the ones that, you know, that, but I'm just saying, in my own case, you know, whatever happens, you should be the one to pay me. Because I've worked hard as well. So and you know, I like our own custom, because I think my own bride price, maybe it was 20 naira or something, I can't remember. And usually they use that 20 naira to buy maybe groundnut and share to the, so it's not like it's anything substantial. Where this dowry issue becomes a real issue are some traditional, some customs that demand an arm and a leg from a man. So imagine a man now has spent so much money you know,
Yes.
for bride price, and now marries this woman, and maybe 6 months down the line, she says she know they do again. You go return the money, so you'll bring it back.
Most of the time when marriage breaks up, people don't, even when they say it was an amicable breakup, there's a lot of bitterness involved. You know, so people are angry. They feel cheated, or one party is aggrieved. And out of a way to show that level of grievance is to say, give me what I paid, or the other person throwing back the money, saying, and all that, to do with you. So that shows grievances. But there's also the cultural part. If you decide to leave your husband's house, in some cultures, you would probably bring a goat or something like you must culturally separate yourselves. If just same way they don't conclude on marriage unless you have come to the house. My in-laws were married for many years, but the husband did not go to the east to the parents' family house. They did it outside the village. So they were like, you must come to the village with your family members. They must meet us officially and bring those, not much material, but goats and all that. They had to do it years after. They say if that doesn't happen, if the woman dies, they'll go and bury back in. You can't take, we'll take our daughter back from you. So there is a cultural implication. We have forgotten our culture, and that is why I'm happy.
It goes back to what you said. Are we keeping this culture? Or we're not keeping this culture? Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll take your phone calls and tweets. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So we're going to take some tweets and phone calls. But before that, I want us to go back to what Tokwe, I think, highlighted earlier, the hypocrisy of the situation. The fact that we are confused when we want to pick the either foreign or local cost of it. So my question to you ladies is that, should we totally take out the issue of bride price, or do we just sustain it?
Now, the
retain it?
Bride price culture is a Jewish tradition that a lot of other cultures have adopted, and like it sees, bride price is actually bride wealth, money paid, you know, for you giving me this prized possession, showing that I can afford her. Dowry, which is very similar, is wealth being brought by a groom to for the bride, just in case the groom dies untimely, so that the bride can still survive, and is needed to be repaid such that it discourages divorce. When you realize that I have to give back my husband this amount of money, it discourages divorce. Alimony was also derived from that, to the extent that the person who is more financially strong starts to pay alimony on a monthly basis. When you realize that I have to pay half of my wealth if I divorce this person, it will discourage divorce. Now, that culture of discouraging divorce is why I would say we should hold on to it.
Okay, let me take this call from John. John, are you there from Abuja? Hello, John.
Yeah. Good morning.
Thanks for calling. Morning. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I think we should sustain the issue of bride price. It's important because it's a sign of appreciation from the man.
Simple.
That somebody's daughter is going to go to him, going to bear children for him, going to bear his name. It's like, I think Minimat also suggested it's part of our culture, and we should sustain it. It doesn't really mean that they are buying over the lady or they are buying the girl also. Remember Buhari's daughter when she got wedded to Ndimi? Not because Buhari does not have, or the family does not have. They said of that, okay, I'm taking somebody's daughter. She's going to leave her parents. She's going to live with me. And the issue of beating up, I think the issue of beating is almost coming to an end with the issue of gender sensitivity and the rest of it. I think we should sustain it.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You see, when you spend so much money on a woman in the name of bride price and dowry or whatever it is, some men I've seen men that will tell you, shut your mouth. I paid for your head, so you don't have any say. I'd rather a man not even pay any dowry or bride price.
I tell you shut up.
No?
Tell me. I would go to head to head.
Yeah. You know, because you see,
how would that marriage survive?
You see this culture thing that you will not say because I paid money on your head, so you do not have any right. You see, I think, well, it's an individual thing.
Right.
I thank God every day that those kind of men don't cross my path. Because trust me, the kind of answer that I will give that kind of man, but I've seen men that treat their wife as though they are a piece of furniture. Right. Just because you paid, what's it called, dowry on their head. So it's beyond just saying that we should retain it. I think what we should teach more is love and respect for each other.
Simple. Let me take this call. Hang in there. I'll come to you. I have this call, I think, from Larry. Olawale. Please, sorry. Go ahead, please.
Good morning, Morayo.
Morning.
Nice time,
Good morning, Newma. Good morning.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, everybody.
You have 10
And
seconds.
one area I want to take note of is that when you are discussing somebody's family issue, just Morayo is just that with that. No one. That you are discussing family issue of anybody. I just to remind you of that, and I just want to advise. So another one, as per the guidelines, it's totally accepted. So it's not some women pay for it, other people pay for it. So it doesn't just one of the formalities.
All right.
Formalities.
Thank you very much, Olawale.
Now, you see, I wanted to say, whether or not a person will beat you or he will maltreat you in a marriage, what is custom? What is it? Like you said, formalities, they are different. These are set rules. He pay, he owe. He will beat you. I think the custom stems from the fact that you're empowered with something once you come in. True. That's if you get it personally, not the way the families, do it. Sure. And then when you get it personally, you are empowered. You have a means of livelihood that you can start up a small petty.
That's assuming you are jobless.
Wait,
no, young girls are not jobless
now. These days, even though you're not jobless, even though you paid, I know someone who paid herself, and the man beat her to death. She paid everything herself, and the man still beat her to death.
He didn't value her.
He didn't value her. That's what important is that whether a man that respects you would respect your family, would do the honorable thing. It will come to your family. It will say, how would you give me your daughter? Because by the time you cross over, you'll be Yawole, you will need her for family. You will wash plate for family. In the name of it, that be a good girl. Now. You will born child. Listen, and they will bear his name.
Right.
Do you understand?
Right.
So you are bringing too much in. And the little thing that it will show to bring you is now.
Why does it have to be material, though?
Why does it have to be material? What will it be?
Okay, let me take this call from David, and I'll come to talk with him. David, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here with you.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead.
Yeah. Bride price is very, very important. The Bible commanded it.
Yes, so.
That we should pay the bride price of the woman.
It doesn't matter.
I'm a Yoruba man.
God will bless you, Jare.
In Yoruba land, we pay bride price, but we return it back.
So what's the point?
To the parents.
Oh, you have to bring it first.
Now, hold on. We return it back to the parents of the woman. Now, that shows that the right that the man have, the woman also have it. In Yoruba land, we don't sell our daughters.
That's all.
We don't sell in Edo as well.
We don't sell our daughters. The right have is the right that the lady have. So they are trying to practice inequality, gender inequality there in Yoruba land. That is all it. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much, David.
Back to the confusion about our culture, and I want to say that for every time we lose value on what has held us strong, we lose ourselves also.
True.
When we lose value we place on parenting and family unit, we see our children going haywire. We lose family on the structure of marriage, that the value that has helped us in the times past. We see divorce increasing. Right. So when we decide that our culture is not good enough, modernization is the way to go, then we're going to lose that also. I think that we undervalue the importance of our culture.
I agree.
And so I would not support taking away bride price.
We
can decide not to spend it. We can decide to say it's 20 kobo, but we must say that I insisted that my husband comes to my parents' place and prostrates. And I told the Allah guy that Ejo, prostrate over and over. That is what, and I said they should ask him to say it. You know, so over and over again, because he's coming to my culture. He must pay that.
With respect, no bebe doesn't mean anything. It is different. Once you enter the marriage, bebe, they can slap your face.
That the husband walked out based on the procedure that why should be processing? I was the makeup artist. The husband went. They went to be begging him that they should change they should please. The man will not agree.
For what?
The man doesn't want to marry.
Come on.
You must. That is. I don't believe in the monetary part. I'm telling you, they begged the man to come back and prostrate. The man was saying he wasn't going to do it.
Okay, all right.
I felt he did not place value on her. So it might not be monetary. We already agreed that.
Let me take this call quickly, then I'll come to Nima. Hello? Oh, I lost that call. Go ahead, Nima.
In the Fulani
Wait,
this thing you just said. In my custom, my mother is from the royal family. They don't prostrate. So we went to marry this Yoruba girl. She was already pregnant. When we got there, they did the list, like you said. They said we will prostrate. My cousin just kept looking at them. Because Obalolani, it is not done in Edo. We now ask them that what value can you put to the prostration so we'll pay it. One person just shouted, what is the meaning of that? You are not selling our daughter. It's not about the money. You know, I thought we were done begging them in 2 hours. The father of the groom got in his car. The groom got in the car. They now came to beg us to finish the wedding.
No, but I want to say that.
So you see, this kind of customs, I mean, think about what you're saying.
In the Fulani tradition, what they usually do is they battle it out. You know, so all the groom, the intending potential groom to a bride, okay, they've seen a beautiful bride, they want to marry her. They will fight till the last man is standing.
Will they be killing themselves?
They will engage in a battle.
As
you know, it's sometimes.
What is only man that is one man that is
so I'm just saying that it's not necessarily a monetary value in terms of
it's
this
better
thing.
to be money.
I think for my own father has 7 daughters, and so we can talk from a place of authority, and all of us are married. So it is not about what my father always tells his in-laws is, as far as you can take care of my daughter, respect her and treat her right. You understand? So every other thing is secondary. So I think we should always go, even with because I'm not particular about people like us. For Edo, we know they collect money. It is the people that will always demand
5 million naira, 10 million naira.
an arm and a leg from a man.
But that's the problem.
Those are the people that we should
collect money, but I still go do wife for.
Those kind of bride price, they are unnecessary. You know,
okay,
it should be more about how you treat your daughter in the marriage.
Let me take this call from Nasir. Nasir, are you there?
Yeah, good morning.
Morning, thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I'm happy with this topic. And I've been thinking about it. So this morning I said I should have opportunity to comment. Honestly speaking, the last guy that spoke is not a proper Yoruba guy.
David.
I'm a Yoruba man, and I'm a chief in Igbenyi land. In Yoruba, we pay bad price. And the bad price we're talking about is not 10 million. It's not 50 million.
It's more money.
It's not your kada. It's not
paying
you want to ask me, what is the purpose? The purpose is for the parents to sit down and say, this 5 naira I'm taking it joyfully. It's not that I'm selling my daughter out. Even if it is kola nut, I will pray wholeheartedly for my daughter. Returning bride price is not our culture. In Yoruba, I can't speak for any other culture. I was born in the East. I bear Bamidele. They do it too. I was born in the East. That's why I bear Bamidele. It's not telling the time. It's our culture. We are not an American. We are not European. Don't bring religion into it.
All right.
Really, we want to talk about our culture.
Okay, we're trying to get somebody from the East on this conversation because I think their culture is pretty richer in this.
Because they pay heavy money. So when they send it the
let's take a break. When we come back, we'll continue this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Okay, thanks for staying with us. So my producer is from Ibibiu, and she's telling us that she just recently got married. So I feel bad for the guy that even married herself. She said there's a long list that you buy for the grandmother, the great-grandma, if they're alive, every single one, the cousins, the aunts, every single person, everybody. So in that kind of situation where the man is paying so much, and then a year down the line or 2 years down the line, you're saying, I don't want to do it again. You can see the man being compelled, say, I want my money.
What I even want to say that even with this thing you said, because that is what I see in the name of culture, a lot of relations do to their family members. In the name of culture, the uncle that I have never met in my life will now say that my husband should come and my husband to be should come and buy him, build a house for him, do this for him, do that for him, buy Okada for them. You know, you exploit a man. That's why a lot of men, you know, are always apprehensive when it comes to issues of marriage. They would rather stay single. you know, than go and marry in certain tribes?
Unfortunately, poverty has entered into it in the way that some people, they are waiting for their daughter to marry.
It's a cow that they are
for them to build house, buy this, buy sewing machine for the woman that has learned to sew 40 years ago.
And they didn't contribute to our education, no?
You know.
They didn't contribute to anything.
That is poverty. But you will also find that women from such cultures hardly divorce.
Right.
Because you can't pay back.
Can you pay back your dowry? Who born you? You will sit down there. In fact, you will have 11 children so that by the 11th one, they buy you cow again.
Because you have to have 11 to
yes.
qualify.
So there are values attributed to our culture that has watered down because we are now educated. We don't know of those things. How many of us sat at the feet of our great-grandparents for them to tell us why they had those cultures?
Right.
Don't sit at the door as a pregnant woman and the son is hitting you, blah, blah. It's just because they don't want someone running from outside to hit you.
But Jumoke, let me pause you. You made a fantastic point. So a woman whose parents demanded, let's just say, value of 2 million point something to propose as dowry. Now sits down there in an abusive marriage. She cannot go anywhere. She doesn't have a job and she dies in silence.
Excuse me.
What's the
that's the
hypocrisy of the matter.
May I also,
so as a woman, what's keeping you there is the fact that you've actually spent so much. Yeah.
May I say that education, westernization, exposure is why divorce is rife.
Aha.
None of us are ready to even. The man just told you stupid. You slapped him. You now slapped him, he now beats you. You now say domestic violence, so the next thing is divorce. Our grandparents stayed there.
Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Please pause. David. David, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Please go ahead. Thanks for calling.
Auntie Jumoke.
Stay while they're beating your face. Okay.
That's not what I've said.
All right, go ahead.
Sorry, about the bride price.
Yes.
You are talking about value. What I sincerely think is that there is no other value we can give apart from these material things. What's your name? Mora is talking about. Should we start flogging the men as value of for the woman when they want to get married?
There's a culture like that too.
Fulani culture. You say the wife is 25 years old and give the man 25 strokes of cane. Yes. And he says that's what the value I place on her. So it's only material things we can work with.
Okay. Abi?
Thank you.
Because since you don't know your heart, may I quickly correct what I was saying? Listen. What I was saying is this. The women those days, knowing they had nowhere else to go to, submitted. They did not stand up to the men and say, because in marriage, there must be a leader and a follower.
So is that appropriate today?
No. So the point I'm saying is, marriage principles will remain the same forever. Submission. So even though you are educated, does not mean you will go head to head with your husband. That would be an unhappy house. So you must submit.
Right. Okay.
I wanted to support her. I know you need.
Right. Okay.
I wanted to support her. I know you know how they made it work. They did. It doesn't have to be necessarily this kind of negative meaning to submission. That
no, it's not. It's not subservience.
They knew how to make it work. They learned how to make it work, knowing that there's no alternative.
God bless you.
What we have now is that alternative, and we're exploring that first before learning to make it work.
God bless you.
Now,
you are generalizing, and that is
no, but on this show, on one Thursday, we were talking about, I was saying, go directly. She said, no, a woman, can't you stoop low first to reach?
Stoop to conquer.
Stoop to conquer.
That's what my mother told me.
There are always two sides. Just the same way you can. You might have been placed, they might have placed a high value on you, and at the end of the day you get beaten. You might be placed they might place a high value on you, and your husband worships the fact that
it's immaterial.
This thing cost me a whole lot.
Value property.
It cost me a whole lot. We should not look at it from the angle of you might decide to disrespect her because you feel like you paid for her.
It depends on the value both ways. Let me take this call from Okoye from Port Harcourt. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Please go ahead. Thanks for calling.
Morning.
Yeah. I love this program.
Thank you, Okoye.
Yeah, I was looking opportunity to speak with these people since morning when I started this program.
Yes.
Number one is this. We are talking about marriage and
bride price.
Yes, and bride price. You know, what is good may not be right, and what is right may not be good. Are you with me?
Yes, very, very much.
Yes. So, you know, when we are talking about civilization, people cannot understand it because of their level of their understanding life. So number one is this: what we call marriage and is not a marriage. It's a wrong English phrase, and then once you get the root of the matter, it will be solved easily.
Got to make your point, okay?
About, just like a woman is a daughter, and a man is a daughter also, and two of them have different wounds. And the daughter of a woman know what a man is supposed to do. And also a man know what woman is supposed to do in life. So when you are talking about the bride price of two of them, then the wife know the wound of the man. The man know the wound of the woman. So when you are talking, both two of them have to talk for their parents. Look at what we are into now. It's not about of money. Whatever little amount the people take, whether cola or not, will be accepted because this thing started from Genesis.
Okay, point taken, Okoye. Thank you very much. Let's take tweets, please. Yes.
Sunday also, Shoyemi says, the issue of bride price has been bastardized because of the excesses of some cultures that turns it into business venture. Right. Ada Oputu said, it's all about our culture. Personalities should come up between the couple. Why do I need to feed a community because I want to get wedded? Teach me.
I wanted to quickly say that the reason Tonto Dike's allegations that said she was the one that paid
her bride price.
Usually, not in her case, usually why women will end up supporting the husband to pay the bride price because they demand for too many outrageous things.
Yeah, so we made that point already.
No, I'm saying that. So in Tonto Dike's case now, would you say that she should return the bride price back?
No, but they have already returned it now.
If you want to marry a woman, if the man can afford pencil, collect it.
They didn't talk about the value. No, but you must just pay something.
I'm saying that if the man can afford pencil,
pay.
Collect the pencil. Some cultures will not accept the man collecting the pencil. That's why the woman will have to support money.
My daughter has been living in a very big mansion. There is AC
and
light 24/7. So my daughter must continue. In London. Yes. And he has masters.
Now I want to give her pencil.
I don't understand. Philomena Ibeta says bride price is a cultural norm in Delta State and should be treated as such. Miss Pearl says people are exploiting others in the name of culture. This is a major concern which has a lot of impact on marriage.
Okay.
Abraham says the reason our parents' marriages lasted longer is because of the stigma associated with the divorced woman. Sunday says, please, is it not the bride price but the value both of them placed on the union? Babatunde says, hello pretty ladies, culture, custom and tradition in Nigeria have unfortunately dehumanized the ladies.
Right. So let's take a quick vote. Stay, dowry should stay or go? Stay. All the people stay.
Morayo, you see that culture?
All against.
It's not the eyes that
Morayo, you see that culture of, especially in Yoruba, that a man, mo bebe fe.
I love that. Oh my
God. That thing doesn't do anything to you, Jumoke. My husband bebe fe me. Let me tell you how I am managing my husband.
Can I tell you what my partner says to me all the time?
Yes.
That, Jumoke, you cannot disrespect me. You cannot disrespect me because I will come and prostrate to the youngest person in your family.
So what does that do to your own ego?
It's good for me.
Please, we have to round up. What down our story? Two of you must be mature enough to have.
Marriage is about respect. If you like, mutual love for each other.
If you respect and love me, you have baby.
If a man cannot afford too much money, bride price, whatever, please let him pay what he can afford.
Bride price anything.
That's the reason a lot of men who are not ready for marriage are marrying today.
We have to round up.
You must be able to take care of a woman now. The bride price 20 naira.
We have to pay. After your bebe,
it's a sign of respect.
You now enter the marriage fees. You now understand that yes.
You will now submit.
You now become a mouse.
You that the bebe fed. You now submit.
They beg you in advance.
Have a lovely day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.